Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Shama channel. How are you guys doing? Please, first of all, let me know that I'm using the right mic because recently I've been using the completely wrong mic. It's been coming through last stream. It was coming through my webcam, which audio quality was awful. So the first half an hour was just I don't like, especially when you have a mic. There's no point having that going on. So yeah, let me know if the mic is sounding good. Yes, Antonio, thank you for letting me know. And yeah, I also did a stream or like a video with a friend of the channel around Buchanan. If you guys haven't checked it out, JJD TV, he was talking about Buchanan, and I was also using my webcam audio there. And it just looks bad, but anyway, what are we here to do? Obviously, react to yesterday's amazing game, guys. Inter 5, Monza 1, or Monza 1, Inter 5, as it was an amazing away performance. Not expected, as you guys know, in my match preview, I predicted a small win. I predicted a win, but very small, marginal win. I was predicting a 2-1 victory. And, I thought we were going to be struggling. We're going to be, maybe giving away a penalty, which we did. But I was expecting something like the Genoa / Hellas Verona game, but it was not like that at all. It was a very convincing, very strong, ice cold, and what I liked about it most was just the hunger that Inter showed, the real hunger to get those 3 points. So we're going to talk about that. I didn't get to watch it live yesterday, but I watched it this morning. Made my screenshots, and we'll go through some stats and stuff. So business as usual, just like Inter business as usual as it been this year. Now we are on 51 points, still first in the league, which is beautiful. Before we get into all of that, 37 people I can see in the live stream. So please, first of all, before we get into today, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's what you need to do to help the channel with the YouTube algorithm. Let me see who is in the house. Matteo coming through. Told you, bro. Crisis averted. Yeah. Anthony and Mattia the other day made a stream on Inter Worldwide. Make sure you guys check them out. The Told You Bro was coming. It was loading up in the works. If Inter drop some points here, but luckily that crisis has been averted. And yeah, big up to you, Anthony. And check out Anthony's short 5-6 minute reaction that he did on Inter Worldwide as well. Thank you, Lord Gags, for being himself. Yeah, Nick Knox, if he's around, find him. Bring Nick Knox to me. I want him to come out. He's probably going to claim that Gagliardini is a real Interista and he did it on purpose because he's a real Interista. But bring Nick Knox, the only Gagliardini fan in the world outside of his mom and dad. Bring him to me. I want to see Nick Knox's reaction to that disaster class from Gagliardini yesterday. Got a new channel member, Hamdon. Thank you very much, brother, for joining the channel memberships. If you haven't guys seen, I've been doing those member only Q&As. I always admit that I don't, the membership isn't really, there's not much like too many benefits outside of supporting their channel, but I also do try to do regular member only Q&As, which is the best I can do. And when there's live streams, I always try to prioritize member comments first. So thank you very much, Hamdan, for joining. And where are you from, Hamdan? I have seen your name here a couple of times, but I'm struggling to remember exactly where you are from. So let me know, please. Cristiano Criminal, if you're not in the Scudetto. Yeah, man. Like, look at this, guys. I've never seen this. You guys know I quite regularly use this website called soccerstats.com to pull up this table, which shows league table, form table, home and away points, offensive numbers and defensive numbers. And I've never seen a team being first in every single thing. Every single aspect of this table, we are in this league, we are first. We are the best team, obviously on points, but we're in the best form. We're best at home. We're the best away. We're the best attack. We're the best defense. It's just crazy. And on some of them, like the attacking stats, we are the best attack by a massive margin. We can literally stop playing for probably like 6 or 7 games, maybe, and then Milan can catch us up. Like, we are cruising away with this one. The only one that maybe by the end of this match day Juve might catch us up on is the home stat. So if they beat Sassuolo on Tuesday, they will go on 26 points from 10. So that's the only stat that Juve can actually trump us on at the moment. And obviously, whilst we were away for the Supercoppa, they can also go above us in the league in general. But just this match day, they can trump us on this. And yeah, in the form that we are in right now, it really is like criminal, as Christian said, if we don't win the Scudetto. Steven says, get your tits out for the lad. Let's have it. Yeah, I'm not gonna actually get my tits out for the lads, but that's the best you're gonna get, Stephen. But I hope you are doing well. Cartel, hope you're doing well. Hakan FC feasting. Yeah, Hakan FC could have had a hat trick yesterday. He even said it in the post-match interview. Hakan, he had the 2 goals, had the penalty, of course, ice cold as always, and then he had his goal, and then had his yellow card, which we know under Inzaghi is end of your match. And in the post-match interview, Hakan said, I could have had a hat trick if my coach didn't take me off. So like a little shot, which is expected, because obviously a penalty again, which I think on a hat trick, I think he would have took, and he should take anyway. So he potentially could have had a hat trick, his first ever hat trick in Serie A or in general. I don't know if he's ever scored a hat trick, Hakan. I doubt it. So amazing performance in Hakan FC, obviously feasting. Inzaghi heard us and didn't play either of those 2 bums. Which ones are you talking about? Are you talking about Fratesi or you mean Arnautovic and Sanchez? We in this motherfucker hit that like button. Yes, Bigutelli, hope you are doing well. What's good, Jasper? What's good? What a match, 100% beautiful match. Especially watching it afterwards, because I didn't get to watch it live. Just to see it, like when you watch it with less emotions, you watch it like a day after, you don't have those invested emotions that you would watching it live. So yeah, really, really good match. One of the best performances of the season, not just because of the scoreline. In general, it was really good. We really didn't give Monza much at all. Mattia, here he is. The told you so, bro. Grim Reaper. I love nothing more than when Inter proves me wrong. Gag's finally playing for Inter after so many years of playing against us. Exactly. Finally, Gagliardini with a man of the match performance for Inter, but he was just on the other side. Yes, I know. I was making, in the pre-match, I was making fun of. Well, not making fun of, but I was very doubtful of Kirby's 4-0 prediction. So I'm gonna have to make that clip. I'm gonna have to make that apology clip, because 5-1 is basically 4-0. So I'm gonna have to make that little clip to apologize to Kirby. So here we go, Kirby. Sorry, Kirby, you are the king of match predictions for Inter. I apologize for making fun of you. You were correct. You said 4-0, Inter 1-5-1. So shouts out to Kirby. There it is. I'm gonna clip that and send it on Twitter. My apologies. Navon, hope you're doing well, Bruda. Jun Liu, best game gags with on the pitch. We slapped Milan. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This is kind of like a Monza, just like half an hour away from Milan, so it's kind of like a derby, like a regional derby, but it's also because the weird kind of dynamic of Monza being kind of owned by Berlusconi, or was owned by Berlusconi. Galliani is there, this kind of Milan B kind of vibe, and 5-1 on Milan's head and 5-1 on Milan B, even though there's so many ex or even current Inter players in this Monza team, which almost feels like Inter B at times as well. Ashraf, very happy for Thuram as well. He was missing those goals for a while, and even more, especially Thuram was a bit more clinical. He could have been even more, 100%. Yes, welcome Hamdan to the channel membership. Shout out to Lord Gags. Don't forget to like the video, everyone. Thank you, Mattia. There's some of the craziest attacking build-up I've seen in some times. We'll get into that. Just, but there was some really, really good build-up play, final third play. Like the amount of chances Inter created this game was Limonebo was in full action. El Gordo, my brother from Leicester here. We're going to be welcoming, if Stefano Sensi comes to Leicester, me and Gordo will be welcoming Sensi at the airport. We'll go and find him at some point in the next 5 or 6 months. We have to find him and try to get, a picture at least. And then, if I can try to force him to have a mini interview or something. I want to get something out of Sensi. If he's there, I'm going to get something out of him. Or maybe even Casadei. I never thought about that. Casadei is also still here. So, yeah. Ian Kerr in the house. What's up? Ian Kerr, the Kerr Mafia. Both of them, the both mafia heads of the Kerr Mafia are in the house. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. Great counterattacks yesterday, 100%, Daniel, 100%. The transition play yesterday was on point. Marvel Lawson, bonjour, bonsoir. Have a good day there in France. Language Tours, Benji is an asset, yeah. Pavard returning to the team, it just gives me so much confidence. Yeah, I really enjoyed what Bisek was doing in his few matches, but, Pavard is the starter. He is the starter. Hakan, man, the match only downside of yesterday is we missed the Fiorentina game. Yeah, downside, but also I think it's kind of time for Aslani to step up there as well. So I'm kind of glad, and it means he doesn't actually miss any of the Supercoppa games, so we can abuse him, use him as Inzaghi likes to do in the Supercoppa, and then Aslani can step in for the Fiorentina game. But I'm still a believer in Aslani, and I'm not losing sleep over this because I do want to see Aslani step up in a Fiorentina game. So definitely a downside, but also an opportunity for Aslani. Yeah, I know he did pull out of it, but it was on the counter attack, Hakan. So it was a risky move. He did pull out of that slide tackle, but it's one of those that maybe it was a totting up process. He had a few fouls throughout the game, Hakan, because he does get stuck in. So maybe the referee gave it for more the amount of little fouls that he made more than just that singular one. But I think he still clipped him, even though he tried to pull out. He was still sliding, and I think he clipped the guy. I think it was Carboni in the end, wasn't it? That got him yellow carded as well. Carboni, by the way, probably was one of their best players as well. Carboni, even though he didn't actually create anything or have any outstanding moments, I thought Carboni was very, very good. Like you see, technically, he's on point, barely lost the ball. Touch was always on point. Short passing, mid-range passing was always there. But just, he wasn't really helped out by his teammates to create anything of importance. Yeah, the Kerr family is in the house. Kirby said 4-0. We got 4-1. He wins. Yeah, 100%. That's why I made that little video there. Yeah. There he is. We're all waiting for Kirby. We're all waiting for Kirby to come in and gloat on my face. Hakan did look upset when he went out. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm sure he wanted his hat trick. So, I would be upset as well. Best thing about this game is that Thuram and Thuram will play the full game. Yeah, that's true. I mean, this is the game that you literally could have put Arnautovic and Sanchez on because the score line was secured anyway. But Inzaghi just chose nah. I'm gonna leave it. And I'm glad he did, especially with Thuram, so they could get that goal. This was a first brace for Hakan in Serie A. Oh, there you go. Beautiful start there. Thank you. 7 a.m. Raksha. Well, it's 7 a.m. for you, Uche. It's 1 o'clock here, so not early for me, but early for you. Cartel is still okay. I'll keep an eye on your predictions now, Cartel. Maybe I need to start one of those leagues. I know Napoli Talk on his channel. He's got like a prediction league going. Maybe I need to start something along those lines so then we can actually track these things and see who is the best at predicting into games. That's interesting idea. Huyan in the house. What's up, brother? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. I mean, we're 14 days into the new year, Huyan, now, but yeah, I'll take it. And I hope you've had a good start to the year. Thuram had a stinky first half. Yeah, again, he's always good in terms of like link up play, touches, and hold up play, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, shooting wise, he was abysmal. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. Yeah, we'll get into Darmian as well, Saif. I always say I've never liked Darmian as a right wing back, even when he was a little bit younger. He's just feel like he doesn't offer anything in attack. But he could have actually had an assist. We'll get into that in terms of Thuram. He could have had an assist if Thuram's had his shooting boots on. Water flows, fire burns. Wow, language tours. I guess I'm one of the Aslani believers. Language tours is one of the one of the Aslani disbelievers or the Aslani haters. Fair enough. Fair enough. The right channeling is in the Ronaldinho. Yeah, we'll get into that as well. I thought this game would be the beginning of our downfall. How wrong was I? Yeah, Nick Knox, if you missed the beginning of the chat, I want to hear your thoughts on that Gagliardini masterclass for Inter. Let us know, as the only Gagliardini fan in the world, what did you make of that Gagliardini masterclass for Inter finally, even though he was wearing the other shirt? So let us know what you made of that. Good to see you in the house. Lautaro more goals then. Mauro, that guy, yeah, he's climbing up that table. He's coming up near to Christian Vieri in terms of total goals. That guy, man, he's really solidifying himself as a future legend of this club. He really is. He really is. Just need to get that contract renewal in as soon as possible. Very surprised we didn't see Tejo. No, not at all. I was not surprised at all. I would have been surprised if we saw him. You know how Inzaghi is, and it's just, I think it's going to take him some time. I think it's going to take him some time for sure to get any game time. Oh wow, Debbie, thank you very much. The Kerr Mafia, the cartel, the Kerr cartel must be having some good times. But no, thank you very much, Debbie. That is very, very much appreciated. Gifted 5 memberships, so I don't know who actually got those. So if anyone that's got, look, Mateo is now one of the members. Yeah, no, thank you very much. It really does help the channel. I really appreciate your support, you and Ian and the family all the time, and on Inter Worldwide as well. I always see you guys supporting both channels all the time. Really humbled. Thank you very much. And there you go, Gordo as well. There's another one, Mateo Gordo. Really amazing. Thank you very much. Cartels, just confirming who the real cartel is. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, Darmian. 2 penalties in 2 games back to back. But we're not. That's the thing with Darmian. You can never really hate on him or criticize him. They've been harsh penalties. Let's be real, Adam. They've been harsh penalties. Even yesterday's one was quite harsh, soft pen. But it's also true that it's happened. So we gotta point it out. We can't just let things slide just because we all love Matty Darms. But anyway, guys, spend 19 to 20 minutes here having a little chit chat, having a chat with you guys and quick little updates. But now let's get into all the screenshots and analysis I've prepared for the game this morning. I knew you would bring that up. He's not centre back. I don't know why everyone's put him down. Oh yeah, that's true. In all the predicted lineups, he was put at centre midfield, and then he ended up being a centre back. But then he did return in the second half. They turned to like a 4-2-3-1, and he returned into midfield. And he still was really shit anyway afterwards, Nick Snots. He gave the ball away for Thuram's goal. So I'm still not letting you have that one. Okay, Inter. I'm starting off the analysis with actually what their coach said, Palladino, after the game. He said the team didn't give up, which is true. Monza kept going. They didn't just give in and just, okay, yeah, we're losing this game. They actually kept going. But as he said, compliments must be paid to Inter. A few times, the translation there is a bit iffy, but he means that few times I've seen other teams or any teams approach a game with this mentality. So he's saying in this league, I've not seen a team play like this. Mentality, strength, spirit. They had 3 to 4 clear goal scoring chances in the first 20 minutes. They have physicality, intensity, aggression. They didn't allow us to play. They wanted to win, and it showed on the pitch. And that's, maybe in the recent games, that's not what we've seen with Inter, against Hellas Verona, taking the lead early on and then not really capitalizing on it. Against Genoa, just, they kind of got battled out for against Genoa. Really, that team just smacked us around physically. But this game, we were on it from minute one. The pressing was just on point, ferocious. The reading of the game, the build up from the back, the apart from Thuram, the chances, the chance conversion, everything was really on point. And that's what you want from this Inter. You want to see that hunger. You want to see that they're not affected by this, mind games that Allegri and Juve and the media starting to play, all this kind of stuff. So really good to see. And yeah, Palladino was sent off. I don't know. I didn't see it. Like they never showed a video or like yeah, I guess maybe he was complaining about something quite strongly and got him sent off. But I didn't see it, Brian. Yeah, good point, because I did see on FOTMob after, because I was watching the game live and then I was just scrolling on FOTMob checking the scoreline, and so like, oh, Palladino got sent off, so something must have kicked off. So yeah, not sure. Let's go on to so we're talking about Darmian doesn't add much going forward, but here he could have had a nice little assist first straight away. We're talking about 6 minutes in, Darmian gets to the byline, cuts it back to Thuram, and he completely fluffs his line. I think he even hits it with like his standing foot. It just ends up a embarrassing outcome for Thuram, but that's a really good opportunity. I wonder how much let's see how much XG that kind of opportunity has for pull up FOTMob, because that is penalty. The distance of that shot is pretty much penalty, what a penalty would be. Yes, he's got Gagliardini and D'Ambrosio there in front of him, and of course the goalkeeper's there as well, but that's in my mind, that must be like a 0.4 or 0.5 XG type of chance. Let's have a look. I'll go on FOTMob. If we go, let's try to find this chance. Thuram. Okay, not as high as I thought actually. 0.12, but yeah, you see where it ended up, the shot all the way down there. Well, actually, did it end up all the way down there? I don't know. I don't know how they calculate these things, but yeah. In the end, though, look at the XG from Inter, 4.37. So somehow we actually overperformed our XG, which I don't know how that works in this game, because they definitely had more chances. But yeah, Monza 1 XG, but probably most of it came from the penalty. Yeah. So without the penalty, they had like a 0.3 XG or 0.2 XG. So yeah, really good performance by Inter. Even though, yeah, you look see, didn't even have much possession, only 43% total possession. Did anyone hear Patrick Hendry commentary? Yeah, I saw that. If you were on Twitter, it was going viral. Di Lorenzo had like a crazy, awful, like similar to like Thuram, but even worse shot that like went into Rosette or something. And he said maybe he was one of the best right backs in Italy or Europe, and then now he's performing like Jonathan. Of course, if you know Banter era Inter who Jonathan is, don't need to bring that up. Thuram was channeling Arnautovic in the first half. Thankfully, he became much better. Yeah, he was channeling the Arnautovic versus Monza, Hellas Verona. We need to focus more defensively. He was lucky that Monza's first goal was offside. Yeah, it was also a little bit, a bit lucky, Daniel, how that first the cancelled Monza goal happened. It was kind of a bit of a ricochet off someone's header. But yeah, set pieces, sometimes we are a little bit not focused as we should be. And then here, once again, that's what Palladino was talking about, the amount of chances we created in the first 20 minutes. Look how many men we've got in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we've got 4 just in the box, but we've only got these 2 guys just outside it as well. So shows the kind of mentality Inter approach the game with. This is Benji Pavard crossing in. Lovely cross to the first post. Lautaro with a great movement. You can see Darmian's right next to Lautaro as well. The rotations of Inzaghi, you can see them at work. Lautaro gets in front of Gagliardini, tries to head it onto goal. And here, thank you, the first gift from Roberto Sbagliardini. If you don't know what Sbagliardini means, it's kind of a play on the word of his name. Sbaglia means wrong, or like the verb of doing something wrong, to get something wrong. Sbagliardini makes that, he was often called that. when he was playing for Inter. And here, a very clear handball. I mean, he was a bit unlucky. You know, it's hard to like. How can you jump like this, like a like a penguin? You have to kind of use your arms, but unlucky in this circumstance. But we'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah, maybe he is still a true Interista heart, which but I doubt it. He's not like D'Ambrosio, and yeah, I think he wanted revenge on Inter because his last few years at Inter, he himself said he wanted more playtime, etc., etc. So yeah, and I think he was a Juve fan growing up as well. So I don't know how much of an Interista he really is, but sometimes that's what happens when you want redemption too hard. You play with so much vim that you end up causing trouble. There's another gifting. Thank you, Language Tours, following in the footsteps of Debbie. Thank you very much. Gifted one membership, and let's see who got it. Looks like Balkan Warrior got it. So welcome to Brate Balkan Warrior to the channel membership. So thank you, Language Tours. Yes, definitely, Emil. We cooked Monza. Let's smash Lazio on Friday. And speaking of the Lazio game, actually, quickly, whilst we're on that topic, I want to show you another reason why I think the players as well are going to go in for that Lazio and the Supercoppa in general. Let me see if I can find the tweet, which is not confirmed. It's kind of like a rumor from one of these like Twitter accounts. But he is usually kind of like a Twitter account that I see sometimes does have some good insight. Well, basically, I can't find the tweet right now, but basically it says that Steven Zhang will offer the players a 1.5 million bonus, not like to each, but in totals there will be like a bonus of like around 1.5 million to the players if they win the Supercoppa. So again, Inter, if they win the Supercoppa, they're saying the prize money will be around 7-8 million. And then the players themselves looks like they'll get their bonus as well from Steven Zhang to win the Supercoppa. So as much as I've said that, I don't really care about it, and I don't even mind losing against Lazio, I think now it looks like, Inzaghi's definitely he's not gonna want to lose it. The players now with this bonus, they've got an extra incentive. So I think we're gonna try to go for it. Typical Gag's ignorance. He was Roberto Gerardini against the that's a good one. He was always really good against the teams from that Liguria region, Genoa and Sampdoria, or even Spezia. But yeah, against Sbagliardini, against everyone else. Phil Jones like performance, yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one, Jean-Liu. De Vrij should be starting ahead of Acerbi. Oh, he had a good performance. I don't know if he should be starting ahead of Acerbi, but he's showing that, yeah, definitely Acerbi needs some rest anyway, and I think 100% fine with I would just play all the Supercoppa games with De Vrij now, because he's been injured. He needs to get back into full shape, and I think Acerbi deserves and needs some rest. So yeah, but in general, I don't know about that. The Balkan Warriors still, I think it's very minimal things, but they still prefer Acerbi to De Vrij just because I think he's more consistent than De Vrij. Thuram showed great mental composure, started low, made mistakes, but then started playing more for the team, got his solo goal. What a player, so impressed. 100% Spartas, 100%. Brothers of the world. Yeah, 100% agreeing with you guys with the Vrij performance. Lazio game. So Lazio, we are playing on, once again, let's confirm, 19th of January. And then if we beat Lazio, then there will be another game. I think they said 3 days later. So it's either Saturdays. So probably the Monday, I think the final might be, or the Sunday. I can't remember off the top of my head. It might be the Monday, if I remember correctly, the final. If we beat Lazio. So yeah, games coming thinking fast for Inter. Let's get back to the analysis. Oh yeah, of course. Then the penalty. Inter go 1-0 up for the penalty, and look at that, Hakan. Even if the goalkeeper goes in the right direction, there's just no saving that. He's just so good at penalties. It's unreal, Hakan. I'll keep saying and I'll keep repeating it. Like, I'm so glad he's taken over penalties from Lautaro, because I feel that same confidence I used to feel with Lukaku, which I always say, we can say whatever you want about Lukaku, footballing wise, mentality wise, and all that kind of stuff. But on penalties, there's nothing you can say to the guy. 100% record at Inter, and Hakan continues his 100% record at Inter. And look at his Hakan at the moment. He's on this 13 consecutive penalty streak in Serie A since June 2020, and he can overtake Lukaku. Look at that. He's only got one more to match Lukaku's streak at Inter, which ended recently at Roma. He missed the penalty, which I think now Dybala's taken over from Lukaku at Roma on penalties. But yeah, he can surprisingly, look at that Pazzini streak from 2012 to 2020. I didn't know he was that ice cold on penalties. And Ibrahimovic on 15. It's funny with Ibrahimovic, actually, he became actually quite bad at penalties when he rejoined Milan. Like, they had to take him off. Like, I think Kessie had to take over from him because he just became quite prone to missing, which is, weird. How he was really good at penalties, Ibra, and then kind of over his last few years, he wasn't as good anymore. But yeah, hopefully Hakan can keep going with this streak, and I just hope he's always there on the pitch when we win the penalty, because it's just, to me, it's just a guarantee now. Let me go back to some of your comments. Yeah, the bell winner now that the bonus is hefty. Hamdan disagrees with this bonus. He says, instead of handing out bonuses for a useless trophy, can we get rid of Alexis and sign a normal striker? No way anybody believes that we can have to rely on him. Again, I'm not disagreeing with that, Hamdan, but like the Alexis one, I agree. But imagine if we have to pay him off again just to leave. Like, I mean, it was embarrassing in the first place that we paid him off to leave, and then we brought him back again. But now if we have to pay him once again to leave, like a second time, but Messi, I guess he might just have to just take the loss, take the L on that one. Like, okay, we just made the mistake once again of bringing him back, so take the L. Arnautovic, I'm not like defending Arnautovic, but again, I know that Hellas Verona game is like burned into our minds now, but I still want to give him like the benefit of the doubt and give him faith. We can't just get rid of both of them. I think with Arnautovic, especially because we paid actual money for him, like 8 million. We need to like stick with him, or we haven't got a choice. But with Alexis, maybe the bonus that Zang is handing out might be used on just paying off Alexis and then getting that other striker. Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from, Hamdan. I definitely see it. Lautaro's penalty wasn't great. Yeah. Lautaro's penalty afterwards, the one he took afterwards, it was like quite central. It wasn't actually central. It was like off center. So yeah, even if the keeper kind of goes in that direction, he might be able to save it. Yeah, I just don't have much. I just don't have much faith in Lautaro's penalties. I can't help it. It's just mentally, he doesn't give me that confidence. Yeah, he scored. The streak is like just penalties, Timmy, but they're not just. He scored a few. He's scored an open play in this game. He scored that open play against Napoli as well. Amazing goal, Timmy. The streak is just talking about the penalty streak. Yeah, can't forget that banger against Napoli, because that's my goal of the year. Speaking of Napoli, Napoli talk in the house, Dom. Make sure you guys check him out for Napoli content. Thoughts on top 4 race? We're not involved in that, Dom. It's beneath us. But anyway, just because you asked, I'll check. But that stuff is beneath us, Dom. We're not involved in the top 4 race this season. That's what you guys were like last year. You don't care about no top 4 race. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, what I said to Dom when we made the pre-match preview for the Napoli game, remember, I said to him, he asked me, who do you have trust more in the top 4 race, Napoli or Milan? And I said Milan, and he was like, what? Was that purely voodoo? I'm trusting Pioli over Mazzarri. And yeah, I mean, they finally got a win the other day against Salernitana, even though Candreva scored a banger. But yeah, I mean, it looks pretty there's a big gap between Milan and the rest. So it's between Fiorentina, Lazio, Bologna. I still think, I mean, the quality of the squad and Lazio climbing back up, you know, they just won against Lecce as well. I think the quality of that Napoli squad is still too good for to not make it to top four. But is Mazzarri going to be that bad? That's the thing. I still think, yeah, like Fiorentina, they're going to drop off. Like, yeah, you know, I think they're a bit overachieving at the moment. And Bologna as well, I think they're overachieving. So once those teams that are a bit overachieving start reverting to the mean, I think you will go back into the top four race, Napoli. But I mean, you are in top four race, even though they were so bad. One win has put them right back into. They're only 2 points behind Fiorentina now, but Fiorentina got one game in hand, so it's still very possible. And I think you will do it, even though you just can't seem to pick a decent coach. Like I'm sure Dom, if De Laurentiis hired Dom, Napoli talk instead of Rudy Garcia and Mazzarri, he would do a better job. Yeah. Speaking of Lautaro's pens, yeah. Sometimes he has a nice technique. You know when he hits it with the outside of his boot and it hits it like top corner. Those ones are really nice. Those ones are really nice, but they're also quite high risk. Those types of penalties. But yeah, in general, he just doesn't convince me on penalties. Yeah, my fantasy team is performing very well this week, but in general, I've not been very good this season with the rule changes. Yeah, Mattia agrees. The fourth place is pretty open, apart from Milan. It's very open. Atalanta as well, you know, there. Roma dropped off recently, but it's pretty competitive and open, entertaining for sure. I hope Milan drop a few more points, so at least it becomes like even a bit more open. Salernitana didn't mince his word about. Oh yeah, the Salernitana president or owner. He said like he wants Rocky, who's like the head of the referees in Italy, to like give his resignation, and he thinks referees in Italy are just not good enough. Which every country, that's the thing, every country complains about that. If you watch Premier League football, they always complain about the referees and say they're not good enough. I think actually, compared to EPL, the two leagues I watch the most is EPL and Serie A, so I can't compare to like La Liga and Liga. But to me, they're still better than Premier League refs, but still lots of work needs to be done for sure, especially with the usage of VAR. Yeah, I like Junior Traore. I've always liked him. I even used to talk about him potentially for Inter if he converts to more of a mezzala, which actually looks like that's what Napoli is signing him for, to replace Elmas. I do like him. Let's see how it works out. Fifth position could give Champions League football. Oh yeah, that's true. Depending on how things go with the coefficient, that's true. So yeah, Napoli might end up getting in Champions League even if they finish fifth. Would you sign? Yeah, 100%. Emil, like we've how many times now over the last few weeks? That's the main conversation topic of Inter fans the last few weeks, is that backup strikers. 100%. If there's anyone available out there, even like Muriel, because the Muriel thing is like, I love Muriel, but I don't want him at Inter. Do you know what I mean? But at this moment in time, it's kind of like anyone could be good. But Muriel, like the same things that we would moan about Arnautovic or Sanchez, like Muriel is lazy. Often he's out like Eduardo, guys that watch Colombia will tell you, this guy is lazy ass guy who often you see him, he's got a bit of a, chubbiness to him because he's, likes his food. He likes his empanadas. That's why he doesn't barely ever start for Atalanta as well, because he's only got like 20-30 minutes in his legs. He used to have, pace and athleticism about him, but he definitely doesn't have that now. He's obviously like technically he's just one of the most talented players of our generation, this past generation. Could have been really like, if he had the mentality like this, he would have been one of the best strikers of this generation, Muriel. But you're signing, like he's also what, 33, 34. If you can get like, what I want is, I would want like someone that's like hungry, ready to come in, that's below the age of 30, something to prove, that's gonna, work hard, provide something a bit different, like maybe a bit of pace or or like even if you just get like a, I don't know, like a big lump of a striker, like just, you know, I'm not saying we should be like, you know, that Duric guy that plays for Verona. I'm not saying we should go for him, but like, or even Thomas Henry, even though he's not good enough either. But I'm just saying, like, someone that offers something a bit different that you just bring on to like launch balls at in the second half if you're losing a game. I wouldn't mind something like that, because obviously the Taremi thing is just not realistic. We're not going to be able to spend. Porto not going to let him go, and we're not going to spend that much money now. If we go to penalties during Supercoppa, who are your 5 to choose? Actually, I'll go back to that. Let me finish with the. I got a sidetrack now. Let me finish the analysis of the game. Sorry, Hamdan. We'll go back to the to that. Yeah, 100%. If Sensi leaves, there's definitely, you know, budget in there to make that happen. And yeah, Simeone, that's the perfect one. If that's possible, Giovanni Simeone, that's the one. I've never rated him as a starting striker for any top team, but as a backup, he is one of the best you can get out there. And if it's possible, yeah, that's true as well. But at the same time, I remember him, you know, just having those mad performances as a substitute, Simeone, didn't he, last year in the Scudetto winning season, some crucial goals coming on last 20-30 minutes just as an impact sub. But yeah, especially with Osimhen now at the AFCON, I doubt Napoli will let him leave like that. But anyway, let's get to the second goal, which was the beautiful build-up goal all the way from the back. I think almost every player in the team got involved in this goal. And this was just so nice, the build-up here. You see Pavard passes it into Barella. And what I really like Barella here, Barella had a good game, by the way. Barella had a really good game. Just because he didn't have a goal or an assist, it might go under the radar, but Barella had a really good game defensively and going forward. Here, usually what he would do here is kind of receive the ball and probably turn towards Darmian, because that's the easy ball out, you know, first time or one touch and out to Darmian. But because, he's seen that the Vry has gone on this little adventure, he takes like a little touch with the outside of his boot. And look at Caldirola, man marking. Look how far he's come, Caldirola, who's the left centre-back, has come all the way here to man mark Barella. And his just little faint touch has taken him out of the game, because Caldirola's like going, he's been out of the game. His trajectory is completely off. And the Vry, this is, you know, the beautiful thing about the Huyan's here. Go back and watch the game, bro. He had a good game. But yeah, the beautiful thing about Inzaghi's rotations is, you know, any player can go in any position. And De Vrij steps into Hakan's position here. He gets the ball off Barella, drives with it, dribbles past Bondo. Was it Gondo? Gondo. I forgot his name. He's a pretty good player, actually, the young Frenchman. Skips past him, and then look at that. We are 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 3 there, with Dimarco, Mkhitaryan, Lautaro, and Thuram on the far side. Or even if you count, you know, De Bruyne, there is 5 versus 3. This is a risky move, but when it works, this is what happens. You're basically guaranteed a high goal scoring chance, a high XG goal scoring chance, which is exactly what we get. Mkhitaryan passes it to Dimarco, and Dimarco whips it into Lautaro, who slots it in for easy tap in. Beautiful goal. That is Limone ball in session. And yeah, class was in session yesterday with some of those goals that we scored. And thank you once again, Mattia, for reminding the peoples to leave a thumbs up. And then here, this is another aspect of yesterday's game that I really liked. And this is what Palladino was talking about, that Inter first 20 minutes, they just showed that they wanted to win this game. And it was curtains. Look at this pressing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, including the goalkeeper. 6v6. And here we win a throw-in from this pressing, as Darmian goes to close Pereira, I think it is. And even here, like, I think for a whole 30, 40 seconds, they managed to not be able to get out of this pressing. Like, it was really, really good pressing from Inter. And it just showed the mentality of Inter this game. They were going to kill this game. And this is us 2-0 up, not taking the foot off the gas. This is just keeping the foot on the gas. And then this is what we talked about, some of the negatives in terms of chance taking, Thuram specifically. Beautiful cross in by DiMarco. Obviously, we know he's got that beautiful left foot. Good how Thuram actually gets to it as well. It wasn't easy because he had to slide to get to it and hit it on the volley, but just goes wide. And these are like, the little situations where we need Thuram to improve in. That one, and of course the one I showed earlier as well, which was this one here at the beginning where he completely fluffs his line. So imagine, but that's the thing, with Thuram, if he gets this into his game, then you're talking about one of the best strikers in world football, and you're not going to be able to keep him. And that 90 million release clause or whatever we have in his contract, that's going to get triggered straight away. So it's kind of like a curse and a blessing, because if Thuram is putting up numbers, imagine if Thuram was taking a lot of the chances that he's missed. I think he's got the most big chances missed in Serie A this season. Let me double check that. I'm pretty confident that he has the most big chances missed in Serie A this season. But imagine if he doesn't, and he becomes more clinical like Lautaro has. You're talking about an absolute monster of a footballer. Where is it? Big chances missed. Here. So actually he's behind. I don't know if Napoli talk is still in the house, but apparently Kvicha has missed the most big chances, 10. Then Vlahovic, and then Thuram on 8. But yeah, imagine if he even gets those down to half of those, just 4. I'm talking about an absolute monster of a striker there. Yeah. I mean, again, Emil, if you follow this channel, I'm sure you must have heard the answer to this question many times. Yeah, I'll take him, but this problem is, he makes a lot of money in Galatasaray, and does he want to be a backup? Is he going to cause trouble? I'm pretty objective. He's a good striker, but if he comes for cheap, I wouldn't mind him. But honestly, I'd rather look at elsewhere. Again, talking about negatives, Daniel GM talked about it earlier in terms of maybe defensively we let our guard down and we could have improved defensively, and we got a little bit lucky here. We got saved by another ass. Last time round, it was Frat Assi scoring that last minute goal and then getting his booty out. This time it was actually literally Bastoni's ass saving us, because if he was doing more squats or those their workouts with those I see people doing at the gym, or just whatever workouts people do, you can tell I'm a very dedicated gym goer by my knowledge, but whatever booty workouts he could do, if Bastoni was doing those, that could have been a goal for Pessina, because literally Bastoni's ass being flat saved us. Flat ass saved lives, apparently. So yeah, good thing he wasn't twerking too much. Bonucci has a tendency of really twerking really bad. He gets really crouches over. So I'm glad that he hasn't been on the Bonucci school of defending on this one. Yeah, Frattesi probably would have kept him on side with his. I'm gonna stop that sentence before it gets too sus. But yeah, we got lucky there. We got lucky, and that could have been at 2-0, 2-1, that could have been a game changer. But the way Inter were playing this game, I didn't really think it would have mattered. The way Inter were playing, the Hellas Verona game or the Genoa game, I would agree. Inter would maybe lose the game if something like this happens. But in this game, 2-1, I think Inter would have just kept going. I paused myself before even the pause, Bigatelli. So I paused way before that. VAR today, how far offside was he, Bastoni? Kim K. Yeah. But at least, we know this is objective. That's the one thing right now in football. And maybe, we don't know how accurate it is or how down to the millimeters it is, or where do they draw the actual line of the defender and the attacker. But I think this is as close to an objective call we can get in modern football today. So I'm not going to be moaning about this when it's marginal, but at least it's objective. Yeah, I'm sure Tutto Sport. I'm sure they said like saved by something or something. Like I'm sure Tutto Sport would have found a way of turning this into a bigger scandal. Kent Roosley, thank you very much. IDR, that's Indonesian rupiah, right? The IDR Indonesian rupiah. Yeah. So thank you to our Bahasa brother Kent. Thank you very much for the donation. Really, really appreciate that. Let's continue on to what else have I had? Oh yeah, another Thuram opportunity here. Mkhitaryan cuts it back to him. This one was, wasn't easy. It was like bouncing a little bit on like a half volley and hits it first time. Lots of power. Didn't go too far wide, but again, not really too concerning for the goalkeeper, and could have done better maybe there, Thuram. And then here, I don't know what happened here. Just right at the end of the second half, Lautaro kills Gagliardini on the side, like goes past him very easily, muscles him out. Then beautiful pass into Mkhitaryan, who for some reason just completely leaves it. Completely misunderstanding there between him and Thuram, because maybe he thought Thuram was right next to him, but he wasn't, because he could have just had another easy tap in here. And this is like chances that don't go down. XG doesn't show this because actually Mkhitaryan didn't shoot, but that's a massive XG there, because that's a tap in. So yeah, Mkhitaryan should have had a goal here. Maybe bad timing from me, Hamdan, because you just commented to talk about how good Mickey was yesterday in terms of football IQ. But I bring up the one thing that he kind of maybe like a stupid moment. But yeah, in general, Mkhitaryan yesterday, even I was talking about in the pre-match, well, actually, no, I was happy that, remember in the pre-match, the predicted lineup showed Frattesi starting instead of Barella with Mkhitaryan. And I know a lot of people were saying Mkhitaryan and, Inzaghi needs to rest him. He's doing that thing again, overusing, which I agree with. But Mkhitaryan, once again, yesterday was one of the best players in the team. Huyan says he was his man of the match. So yeah, maybe not man of the match for me, because he would do it. That's the thing with Mkhitaryan. A lot of times he does something good, like he'll win the ball back and then he'll lose it straight afterwards. Or he'll do an amazing turn, beat a guy, go past him, and then tries to through ball, and it will not be a very good one. But that's the thing. That's the thing as well. He does this. He has these little moments where he'll do something good and then straight away lose the ball. But then his IQ is so high that he'll win it straight back afterwards. Like he'll get into a nice position to intercept that ball once again. So in the end, nothing's happened from that move, but he's had that back and forth of like a good moment, bad moment, and then finish it off with a good moment. And Inter will still have the possession because he won it back because of his IQ. If it was for test, we would have been offside. Yeah, I guess talking about that offside still. And yeah, that was the end of the first half domination. And then second half starts off quite slow. It remains 2-0 until about the 60th minute. And here, Thuram, just absolute moment of class, reminding me of like Guti or, Mesut Ozil, like these type of very classy players who instead of shooting there, he could have, very easily, took it with his left foot, shot on goal. But no, he instead decides to do a beautiful back heel towards Hakan, who shoots on goal first time and gets another goal for himself. And it just shows the class of Thuram, who in these moments, like sometimes strikers can be like, I need to score and try to force it. But Thuram was like, nah, I see my brother Hakan's in a better position. Back heel, lovely. Wait on it. Hits it first time, Hakan, and goal. Pavard could have had a goal as well. Beautiful cross in. I think it was DiMarco. No, I think it was Bastoni here, actually. Bastoni cross. Pavard hits it first time. Well, actually, Pavard had to wear a bandage for most of the game because he had a bit of a head injury. Could have been a bit of an iconic celebration with that bandage on. First time header, but a beautiful save from Sorrentino, who actually was the guy who stepped in. We talked about it. It was a big bonus for us that Di Gregorio wasn't fit for this game. I think he's going to be out for at least like a month or two. But yeah, this young 21-year-old Sorrentino stepped in. Wasn't too bad. this save was probably the highlight of his game. Really, really good save. But I predicted a Pavard goal, by the way, in my 2-1 prediction. So it would have been nice to see him get his first goal. Yeah. Inzaghi in the post match talked about it. That I think they were saying like Inzaghi, you wouldn't have. They asked him, would you have backheeled it like Thuram? Or they were saying to him like, you wouldn't have done it, and he was like, actually, I did it. And he talked about the exact goal that he did that in. I think he said it was like to Liverani in that Udinese game. He said, so yeah, good to see Inzaghi kind of having a bit of banter there as well. Moving on. Oh yeah, here is the penalty. And I think Huyan 100%. Oh, well, actually, I don't know if it wasn't a penalty at all. I think it was a soft penalty. The problem is he does touch the ball first, but again, like, because the ball, he's not in control of the ball in that moment, so he touches the ball in between Danny Motta's leg, and then hits him, studs him in the calf or whatever bit he hit him in. So he does touch the ball, but he's not in control because Motta is in control of the possession there. But I do agree, it's a soft penalty, similar to the one that Darmian gave away against Hellas Verona. That was a very soft one as well because he hits the defender Magnani like under the foot, but like Magnani like plants his foot afterwards and then goes down later, realizing that, oh, maybe I can win a penalty here. So again, I can see in both situations why they were given, but to me they were quite soft. This one maybe less than the Hellas Verona one. The Hellas Verona one annoyed me more than this one because I kind of can see that, Darmian touches it, but Motta is still in front of him. Darmian is not in control of the ball here. He didn't kick it far enough. He's not going like out of play here. So yeah, harsh, but Pessina comes in, steps in. Yeah, Danny Motta's dive is hilarious. That's true, Simi. That is true. Danny Motta better than Arnautovic legs. Well, that's the thing. It's like we judge players when Arnautovic. Remember when Arnautovic was playing against us for Bologna? He was really amazing, and people. I might even go back to my old streams and see which names are saying that we should sign Arnautovic, because that's the thing. When you play for these teams against Inter, it's easy to look good. Once the pressure of Inter hits you, then it's different. But yeah, he was decent, Danny Motta. I think Colombo was better when he came on. Colombo, the Milan guy who's on loan to them, he was the one that kind of changed the game for them. And then here's Frattesi. You can see what he adds. Actually, the funny thing is, similarly to Mkhitaryan, how we talk about, good moments and bad moments. The first, Frattesi is the one that initially passes the ball out to Darmian here, and it was kind of like overhit and like not a very good pass, but Darmian ends up getting to it. But this is what Frattesi does. This is his like bread and butter. He's just one of the best at it already in world football. Like his off the ball running, he's always asking for a look at that. I chose to get that screenshot there a little bit early because you can see he's pointing already into the space. Darmian fulfills his wishes. He gets in front of Akpro. Again, this is probably a kind of a bit of a soft penalty because he gets in front of him. I don't really see Akpro tackling him or really like going for the ball. It's more like a clumsy one where I guess, his legs get entangled or he just kind of maybe has a slight push from the back. That's what he does, Frattesi. Great impact substitution. And he got a bit more minutes as well. I was happy that it wasn't like the 75th or the 80th minute. It was, 62nd minute he came on, Frattesi. So, at least he had a good half an hour to do something in. And I hope to see more of him in the Supercoppa if we have both games. And I was disappointed not to see him start today. Even though Barella did have a good game, I was disappointed not to see him start the game, Frattesi. Well, so we got, and here is here is the Thuram goal. I'm going to try and get away with something quickly just to show you guys how beautiful that fake shot was. So I'm only going to show it once, and hopefully we don't get copyrighted. But I'm gonna be very cheeky now. So let's go. Boom. Aldirola. See you later, mate. Where he's going? Where's he going? Where are you going, mate? Where are you going, mate? He's going for a panina. Absolutely. That was the very deserved goal for Thuram, and that's it. That is the end of the game. Inter win 5-1. Ice cold celebration from Thuram with like he was like a bit of a cold. His one's more like this, isn't it? Like checking posts. Yeah, someone should make a meme of the Calderola moment, really, where that cat meme where he gets sent off and goes, "Ding, ding, 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 ding," and he's like slideshows of like different places where he's sliding to. If any meme makers are in the house, the seesaw or something like that. Do you care about Jala going to Juve? No, not really. Numerically, we're fine on that, especially since Bisek also stepped up recently. He would have been coming taking Bisek's spot, so it isn't definitely not losing sleep over it. Decent signing for Juve, it's cheap, 3.5 million plus 10% if he gets sold, but definitely not losing sleep over it. And that's it. Man of the match. Let's have a quick look, and then I'll go back to that question from Don about Copa. Yeah, Mob here gave it to Lautaro, which I think also the official man of the match was also given to Lautaro. But yeah, I enjoyed Mkhitaryan's game for sure. He's definitely one of the best ones. Look at that, 91 pass accuracy. Daisy, if you're watching, this is why you can't get into the team. Just neat and tidy. 3 chances created. Should have done better with his shooting, but yeah, 1 out of 1 successful dribbles, 2 out of 2 long balls. But this is where he shines. He's got 7 recoveries, 6 defensive actions, 4 duels, 1 great game. Toma not really involved, not much to comment on. Pavard was good. I enjoyed Pavard's game. I think he scored. De Vrij, as I said, was really good. Stoney wasn't really challenged defensively today, unlike the Hellas Verona game. He was decent. Marco was good. Varela not given a high rating, but as I said, I thought he had a pretty good game because at 94% pass accuracy. What was he rated down for so much? Maybe the ground duel, pass. I thought Varela was pretty solid. I'm not saying they had like man of the match performance, but he's solid. Darmian was definitely the lowest rated. I agree because he gave away the penalty and he didn't really add much going forward. Uh, 1 out of 6 long balls, even dribble past twice. Lost 4 duels, yeah. Seems like he's a bit off it. Um, yeah, maybe needs a bit of a rest, Matty. And then substitutes, have a quick look. Oh yeah, Asllani had a pretty decent impact as well. Like Asllani had a nice whipped in ball, 11 out of 12 passes completed. A really bad shot, but yeah, 3 recoveries. Yeah, he needs to step up in the upcoming games, especially against Fiorentina. Is going to have to step up, and I think Barella is also 1 yellow card away from suspensions because so if Barella gets a yellow card in the Super Copa, uh, you need to. I don't know why I'm saying it like as if I know the rule. I know that Hakan can play in the Super Copa now, even though he got yellow carded. He missed the Fiorentina game. I can't remember if Super Copa yellows count for Serie A. I think they do. I think if Barella gets another yellow card, um, I think then he misses his next Serie A game. Think that I'm pretty sure I read it before. Someone maybe can confirm. Oh, it's Spot Mob actually, Huyan, not Surface Score, but yeah, and I don't use these places to actually make my opinion on a game. I actually watch the game, so I don't need them to tell me who had a good game. And yeah, Carboni, as I mentioned as well, I think he was again he wasn't given a higher. Well, actually, let's talk about it. Colpani was given a 7.1. This guy, purple patch merchant. I'm glad that the hype has died down on this Colpani guy because I liked some of his goals he scored. He had a nice left foot. I was seeing people like saying, "Oh, Inter should sign him and this and that." 100% pass accuracy, maybe that's why he got such a high rating. But lost like a few duels. He was at fault for that goal that we scored where Hakan won the aerial duel against him. Um, I didn't think he had a good game at all. So you can see these player rating up sometimes. Not very reliable. Otto Carboni, yeah, who had a pretty good game. He started the the bad passes that Carboni had was actually more towards the end of the game when things were like into a deep in our box. Um, he was trying to force things through, but actually like first 50, 60 minutes he was very solid. He was very solid. But yeah, I really don't know what position he's going to play in the future. I think he seems like he's going to have to convert to more of a Mezzala if he wants to play at Inter anyway, because not many other teams play this type of formation, which suits him a bit more of a 10 striker. Because if you want to be a second striker, you need to add more goals and assists to your game, more final product, and more decisiveness. Where I see him, especially because of his lack of pace. And, I mean, you don't even have pace. You don't have to be fast, but like explosiveness. He doesn't have really much explosiveness in his game, which I think as a second striker, you need a bit of that. Because if you even Dybala in that position is deceptively explosive. Like Dybala, if you go like tackle Dybala, you just get the ball, boom, he's gone. Even with all his injury issues, he still has that first few meters of explosiveness with Dybala. With Carboni, I don't know if he has that. He's got a little bit, but I think he needs more space, movement to like playing. So with Zala also more for him. Yeah, Gagliardini, thank you very much for your stinker. Caldirola as well. So all the guys I was afraid of didn't actually work out. I'm very, very happy. Finishing up. Oh no, I lost that comment from Hamdan. I know, yeah, you basically Hamdan asked if in the Super Copa if I had five penalty takers to choose, who would I pick? So I would pick Hakan to go first, get things going if he's still on the pitch. Obviously, Lautaro has to be there. From this lineup, so let's see if it's this lineup. I would pick, Hakan. Well, usually the best one goes towards the end, though, right? Because usually you try to like save the guy, the best guy for like fourth or fifth, because those are become the crucial penalties. In no particular order, let's say no order, it would be definitely Hakan, Lautaro, as much as still have to be still one of the best penalty takers. I know Remember, Dimarco missed his one at one time against Atalanta, but he's got a nice left one. I'm sure he would be up to taking one. Dimarco probably wouldn't survive extra time. He would be gone by the time we hit the 80th minute max. Um, Barella, Thuram, Sanchez takes good pens. So yeah, any of those guys. I don't know about the sentiment. For me, Bastoni's got a nice left foot. He probably takes some decent pens. And Pavard got a nice right foot. Those are probably the guys I would pick. But yeah, thank you guys. It's been an hour and 10 minutes of a live stream. Yeah, maybe a chat because of his experience and maybe ice cold. Thank you for coming through, guys. For this late, one day late match reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed this reaction with you guys, and I enjoyed yesterday's game. Really, really top performance from Inter. On the match, I'm giving it to Lautaro because of his leading from the front end pressing as well. Um, we'll see you for the next one, Lazio in the Supercoppa in Riyadh, and maybe I'll try to get one of the Lazio guys to come onto the channel to preview that game. Thank you guys for coming through. Give thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Second star, mission continues. And what's a Sassuolo on Tuesday? Sassuolo, Bernardi, Oriente, Pinamonti,